we are going to do a remote subwoofer calibration. It's the Salesman. He's going to set up his JBL 4367 and V80 subwoofers. We are going to calibrate the system, and then he's going to listen, and we will discuss the impressions from this listening and do further adjustments according to that. This will work like this. I have my computer here. I will receive his measurements file. He does all the measurements, sends the file to me. I do analysis here. Then we discuss and do appropriate adjustments in the DSP on the bus system. And also the crossover processing for the main speakers, if that is necessary. So let's get started. Here you can see the system and the room. He has set up his laptop computer, and he has a microphone set up. Everything is ready to do the job. He's going to do measurements, and then he's going to send the files to me. You can see the JBL 4367 speakers and V80 compact subwoofers are placed behind, close to the front wall. I have received the first measurement file from the Salesman, and as we can see here, it has we have the left, okay, left, right, and V80 bus system, and then together left and right channel. What we see here is that it's set up with a very steep roll-off upwards on the V80. That's how it is. We also see that JBL speakers, the main speakers, they play along quite low. If there was no crossover, we would likely see have a resonance around here in this range here. So let's see if the time alignment looks okay. Yes, it looks very clean. Also, we see group delay is flat, but we have a problem here around the crossover. The decay looks reasonably good, but there is some problems around the crossover. Looks quite nice and flat. There's a problem around here in this range. That's how this is. We can see this. This is a problem with the main speakers here. You see the subwoofers V80 does not have this. It's the mains, and that is caused by most likely the main speakers placed into the room, and even at 120 hertz crossover, this is a problem. But I think we will be able to make this work, sort of. Frequency response, you see there is a weak region from crossover and upwards a bit. That's unfortunate. It's a combination of the placement of the speakers and the placement of the listening position. The speaker itself is, of course, completely flat. There's nothing strange. No speakers. This is not a defective speaker. There isn't that much wrong with this. and deviations is caused by listening position and the room, really. So let's hear from the salesman what he thinks is wrong, and then we can make some adjustments to fix it, improve things. We are trying to do some changes, and we are trying to get some a little bit more slam and attack, and that is in the upper bass region here. And we will try to do this by lowering the crossover from 120 and down to 80. We also see that the main speakers, they roll off naturally in this range, so perhaps we can improve things. And if we see at the spectrogram here, it looks a lot more clean and nicer, a little bit nicer. You see, this one is kind of jumping a little bit up and down, and with 80 Hertz, it's adjusted delay on the mains a little bit. Then we have a much more flat curve here. And we are trying to adjust the delay to try to get this dip as small as possible. Then we will have a listen. That means the salesman will listen, and I will listen to what he says about the sound. So let's do that. Fine tune, then listen. Okay, we have now made a new preset. On preset 3, we have lifted the upper bass range a bit, just to try that. We will lift this range here a little bit, just to try. But I think this is how it's going to be preferred, because this is more balanced. And the salesman will now have a listen to this, and he can compare the preset 2 like this with the preset 3 with the more mid-bass lift. Okay, what do we have here? The salesman is very happy because he got the improvement he wanted. And now we have a very flat group delay across the whole frequency range. And we have a spectrogram that is nice and flat. And it's very dry and clean in the bass range. So this looks very promising. We also have a nice decay, which you can't see because it's off the scale, of course. It's not dead, but it's quite nice, and you see there are no resonances. All resonances are removed. Increasing the bass level, a couple of around 2 decibels more even. It sounds even nicer. That's the good thing with when you have calibrated the system and removed all the bad things in the bass, then you can actually tolerate to increase the level in the bass range, because it still looks, it sounds nice. because there are no annoying resonances, no annoying distortion. See here, this is very clean now, very nice. And compared to what we started with, it doesn't look like there is much of a difference, but there is a difference, and you have to look at all those graphs combined to see that there is sort of a difference, and we can expect to have some sort of audible difference as well. So this was a success, and now you're curious why why do we do the subwoofers on those large JBL speakers? They have a 15-inch woofer, as you can see here. It's a large speaker. Some will say it's a very large speaker. And the thing is that there are no main speaker will be able to cover the whole bass range properly from one location. It doesn't matter what capacity it has, and it doesn't have any capacity downwards in the frequency range. As you see, these JBL speakers, they have nothing below 30-40 hertz. They're not supposed to. They're not made like that. They roll off. So they need subwoofers. They need a proper bass system, and this bass system must be calibrated and tuned properly. As it's a waste to waste. It's a waste of money to have use this kind of money on these nice speakers and not set up a properly tuned bass system. That is quite horrible. Bit of a summary at the end here. What have we done? Why did we do this? And what have we achieved? This system started originally as this, like this. This is the left JBL, and this is the right one. As we can see, it starts to roll off around 30-40 hertz, rolls off like this, and the response in the bass range is not even at all. So this is far from ideal. We also see that even though the decay is actually quite nice because the resonances are quite damped, but they are present. And you also see in the spectrogram, the bass lives a very long time out in time here, around 100-150 hertz. And also there is a kind of a double here. There's lots of delayed energy in the bass range, below around 50-60 hertz. As you can see, this situation is different, but it is present on both speakers. Here you have a different situation, where the upper bass is delayed like this. And to correct this, you use a separate bass system with subwoofers. When we started this today, the system was already calibrated, like this, with the subwoofers. Then the salesman has done some changes. He has moved things around a little bit. Perhaps they changed the acoustics of the room a little. And he also had some time to listen to this system and feel that there may be a little bit more to get out of this. He wanted more attack on the transients, more smack in the bass. And that should be possible to achieve when we have this system with V80 bass systems, with V80 subwoofers and those large main front speakers, the JBL 4367. So we calibrated it. We tried to move the crossover frequency a little bit down to 100 Hz. We tried 80, and then we fine-tuned the integration delay, so the timing between the main speakers and the bass system was changed slightly. And we ended up with this, and as we can see, it's the group delay is flat. Impulse looks perfect, and we have a very dry decay. There are no resonances left here. We also see that the energy is it comes at a similar time across the whole frequency range. And then we have the spectrogram, which shows it's very clean, very nice. And if we compare that to what we had when we started this today, it was like this. Might not seem like there's a huge difference, and it is a fact that if a system measures like this, it can still sound good. It is very difficult to see out from a measurement if a system actually sounds good or there is something missing or something is very wrong. But if something is very wrong, we can see it. We can see this is better, it's drier, it's cleaner, the first energy is very linear, there is very little delayed energy in the bass range. So this is a very dry, precise bass reproduction. Compared to the original, without any calibration, without any bass system, subwoofers, it looks like this on the one speaker and this on the other speaker. And this isn't, you can't expect this to be a top performance. Can it sound nice? Yes, of course. But when you have these large, expensive speakers, why not get the best out of it? You have to raise the bar a little bit. We also made a new tuning, a new DSP file with a little bit lift in the upper bass range. So that one will have a little bit more in this part of the frequency range. So we will try that and listen to the different presets with this one and the one with a little bit more lift. And you can also try to lift the whole bass range on the V80 subwoofers, because that is possible when you have this type of performance, so clean bass reproduction that you have here, then you can increase the level without getting annoying and disturbing sound. Because the bass, it isn't colored, it is very dry and neutral. So this was a huge success. That is what we can conclude from this.